Heather, after Lisa tweeted about your father's memorial.
Lisa tweeted my dad's obituary as a way to, like, prove how great of a friend she is.
You opened up about the ramifications it had on your relationship with your family.
I get a text from my cousin saying, I do not want my life exposed. I do not want to be a part of this kind of, like, weird ugliness.
I think that a big part of that issue for you was beyond just like the actual tweet. It was that you've been struggling to reconnect with family, for them to accept your choices, and they were on this positive trajectory, and having the obituary with everybody named in it and everything else was just several steps backwards.
Yeah. It kind of proved their point, like, you're hanging out with the dredges of society now that will, that are mean. Like, these are not righteous people, is kind of, the tone of it.
I've literally taken a lot. There's a lot of things that have been said about me that aren't true, that I just suck it up. And then when Heather literally just made something up in LA just to have, like, say I'm a victim of Lisa Barlow too.
My dad had passed, and she texted me and said, I hope your dad's feeling better.
And then I start getting nasty messages, and I just felt like I had to clear it up. And I just felt like there's a lot of lies that Heather's told about me, and it's like a house of cards, and it's crumbling. It's literally like you got caught in a lie, so you have to be the victim, and that's what you're doing right now in this situation.
I feel like it ruined any chance I had of my family being supportive, of me being public about our story in this book.
Since season 1, oh my gosh, me leaving the church is gonna cause my family to, like, disown me and disavow me. Then it's writing the book. It's every action she takes. It's like, oh, this is gonna affect my relationship with my family. I think her mom is still showing up for her. I think her siblings are still showing up for her. I mean, I saw on an episode last season where she's doing a memorial for her father, and they're all coming there. And I think placing a blame like that on me because I told the truth about myself is kind of ridiculous.
Meredith, after Coach Shah's cookout, Seth fills you in on a conversation he had with John.
Said Meredith
on the phone,
Lisa
hours a
having
day.
an affair on the girls' trip with someone they
I did not accuse that. I did not accuse that. Whitney did.
And he said that in front of Seth? John said that to Seth?
Correct.
Your wife brought up rumors that Lisa cheated on me just out of the blue. And so, I don't know.
I need a husband. I am not privy to any of this.
You know, I was pretty upset about that. When we were in Arizona, Whitney basically tried to pin all these conversations about Lisa on me.
I have talked with Meredith about your marriage, about rumors about you.
And the reality of the matter is Whitney wanted nothing to do with Lisa, and basically had been very clear she had no intention of ever being around her. And the day at the house, what we saw was a small portion of all the things she had to say.
I have a friend, and it's a mutual friend of Lisa's, and he's very wealthy and very well known in Utah, and I've heard that she slept with him to sway him to invest in her businesses.
I think you saw everything I had to say.
What do you know?
So when she tried to spin that all on me, I was like, okay, she's also saying that she's had this horrible trauma just come to light. And I was very, very torn and exercised really every ounce of self-control that I had not to completely unleash on her. I was furious.
I told Whitney. I didn't tell her that. No. That is like my fault. Like Whitney told you this? Someone that is like mentoring me.
And I thought, okay, well, I can clear this up. And I did go to Lisa after she slammed the door in my face the first time. When I went back again, I spoke with her, and I thought it was pretty clear what I had or had not said.
I did not say anything other than the fact that there are rumors out there, and I didn't know if they were true or false.
So when I hear from Seth that at this barbecue, John is saying I'm the one with all these rumors, I was like, wait, what are you talking about? I cleared this up already. We're not moving forward in good faith here.
When John came home, I thought things were great. You know, he's like, you know, Seth and I had a conversation and we talked through some things. I think John was just letting Seth know, like, hey, you know, Meredith was perpetuating some rumors about our family too. And it's like, where is it gonna stop, I guess? Like, we're going tit for tat, are we even yet? And then the next time I see Meredith, she's back to being upset with me because she was like, I did not start any rumors about you, Lisa. And I think insinuating that I've had exchanged sexual favors for Vita tequila placements and sales is the same as flat out saying it.
I just heard that she was, you know, doing favors to help get places to pick up Vita tequila. I have no idea if it's true or false. It sounds absurd to me.
You're insinuating I did and saying there are these rumors.
What have you heard?
Jen just made reference to there having been affairs.
But then you don't want to take accountability for him.
It was definitely a turning point for me in recognizing that Whitney really wasn't taking accountability for her own actions and was still in some way, shape, or form blaming me. Or on the flip side, Lisa was choosing to believe that when it had been cleared up and was relaying that to John. So I was pretty pissed off, to say the least.
I don't know why she was upset. You've been talking badly about me for a long time, like way before my hot mic moment.
Hate her, she's a whore, she's half of New York.
Whitney had told me something after we got back from Arizona that at her Wild Rose beauty party, they invited a gentleman that they thought I had had an affair with, hoping to like trip me up. Meredith knew about it, Jen knew about it. Heather, I guess, talked to him for over an hour trying to like find out if I really like hooked up with him. It was so disgusting to hear that. This was like a kid who's like probably a decade younger than me that I had seen twice in my life. And I was with my husband every time. But it was like humiliating to think that I was like not part of the horrific thing they were trying to do, like trick me. And I'm like, this has gone too far. If you were my friend, you treated me horribly at that event.
Hey, we gotta talk, because I'm like so upset. Yeah, you are continually attacking me and yelling at me, and it's not boding well for me.
Oh, okay, fine, Meredith. But then to find out you knew that they had this gentleman there thinking like it was gonna upset me and John because you thought I slept with him, it was disgusting. So, you know, a lot was going through my head.
In preparation for your girls' trip to San Diego, you and Jen plan to call all the ladies to invite them.
I never got invited on the trip.
Well, we were making our way. Yeah. We were making our way too.
Blew up like crazy, Chris. I don't tolerate stuff like that.
Meredith, we'll call you back, baby. Bye.
Listen for a sec.
I have to sit here and let somebody tell me that I'm a bully? I'm not gonna perpetuate that.
Jen, she doesn't matter. Her, nobody cares what she says.
But I do want to know what happened, because I was privy to the fact that there was a blow up because I got a text from Jen and she said, I can't do this anymore. I love you. Meaning like she was done. She's not going to film anymore.
Me something similar.
And I think that she was in the, like somewhere in that pool area hiding. Yeah. Like, should I be packing or should I not be packing?
We were super excited. We had set up these, you know, we blew up palm trees. We were at the pool with our little cocktails. And unfortunately, our first call was to Meredith, and Dana happened to pop her head into the FaceTime call.
Look who I have here.
Hi, guys.
And once Jen realized that Dana was there, all hell broke loose.
Don't call me a bully, because that is not what happened.
She blew up. I mean, my blood was, you know, boiling. I didn't even know what happened. It happened so fast. She was screaming at Dana, yelling, and she got out of the pool and took off.
I have to sit here and let somebody tell me that I'm a bully? I'm not gonna perpetuate that.
Well, aloha to me, apparently.
Jen was like, well, I would have invited you if you didn't call me a bully.
Yeah, I would invite you, except I heard you were talking girl.
And I said, yes, I did call you a bully, and I did. I told Jen that. I don't tolerate stuff like that. But for this to affect Jen that much, why? Why do you think it affected her so much?
She doesn't like being called out for being a bully.
She don't like to be called out for nothing. But somebody needs to call her out because her behavior is not acceptable. That's it.
So needless to say, the invites never went out at that point. And then later, Jen just took the initiative to send a invite out individually by text. We were co-hosting the trip, but Jen sort of took the liberty of inviting each girl without copying me on the text and then sending an invite that said aloha. So there was supposed to be a Greek flag on that invitation next to aloha, but it didn't make it in. So it was apparently now coming just from Jen.
There can only be one Queen Bee and MVP.
We get to see a bit this season of you reevaluating your relationship with God and religion and making that a priority again in your life.
I auditioned for Heather's choir because that's her way of feeling connected to church still, because that's like something she enjoyed with it. By watching her, like I feel like more compelled to gravitate the other way because it makes me miss some of the things I felt more connected to.
It's always kind of a balancing thing for me. You know, like I've lived in a lot of different places since I graduated from high school. And the one thing that's always been consummate is I have a family everywhere I go because of my faith. And it's a grounding point for me. Like even take the LDS religion out of it before we converted. I've always had a strong love of God and a real connection there. And I feel like when I foster that connection through prayer and my actions, I feel much more powerful as a woman and as an individual and as just like a person. And I think that when I let that relationship, two things make me cry, God and my kids. So I'm like, we're touching on all that right now. But you know, the thing is that relationship to me is very important. I moved to Chicago when I was in my 20s. And I remember like just thinking like, I'm okay. Because with God, I'm like a power woman. You know, I like to think I'm a pretty strong person and calm in most situations. And I've just noticed that like over the last couple of years, I'm like, why am I shouldn't be this easily frazzled.
I'm shutting the down right now. I can't talk to your friend like this. Out of my no. Stop right now.
Oh, baby, what Meredith just did is so up. I am done. And then like the one thing that I need to strengthen is my relationship with God, so I feel more at peace and I feel like I don't know how to like articulate it, maybe just like aligned with God, like and I feel better about myself. Spirituality is so many different things for so many different people, and God might be so important to me, but not as important to somebody else, and it doesn't mean you don't have the same goals. But I derive that from a strong relationship with my Heavenly Father. I believe in God. Like, I love God. Everything I have is from God, and hard work and the talents and things that He's given me. I would never, ever give credit to anybody else but God for everything I have, including John and my kids and my businesses and my faith and my family. I'm very grateful.